In a little house on Maple Lane, where the winter pressed the glass, there lived an old seamstress who stitched pieces of the past. Her hands were bent with working, her hair was soft and white, and every thread she pulled along remembered someone's life. One square was from her wedding dress, cream as morning light. One was from his Sunday coat he wore the day he died. One was from the blanket that had wrapped her baby small, and one was from the curtains in their first home by the wall. It was the last quilt, stitched with love and loss, worn by all the people that time had taken off. And when the house grew silent and the fire had nearly gone, she held her whole life in her arms to feel she wasn't alone. Then one hard winter evening, when the snow began to climb, a little girl stood at her door with no warm coat to find. Her shoes were split and soaking, her fingers red with cold, and in her eyes the seamstress saw a sorrow far too old. The child did not ask for kindness, she had learned not to expect. She only stood there trembling with the snow upon her neck. The old woman looked behind her, at the chair beside the flame, at the quilt that held her husband and the child who never came. It was the last quilt, stitched with love and loss, worn by all the people that time had taken off. And though it held her wedding day, her baby and her home, she knew a heart still holding love must never keep it alone. So she lifted up the memories with hands that shook and slowed, and wrapped them round the little girl out there in the snow. She did not give a blanket, she gave her wedding day, her baby's first soft morning, and the man who'd gone away. The child began to crying, not loud enough to speak, just one small broken sound against the old woman's cheek. And for the first time in forever, in that doorway cold and dim, the girl knew what it felt like to be gathered safely in. It was the last quilt, stitched with love and loss, given to a child the world had almost lost. And that night the old chair waited, with no quilt beside the flame, but the house felt less like sorrow when she whispered every name. Years later, on Maple Lane, when the seamstress had grown small, a woman came back holding a child wrapped in that shawl. She said, "You gave me your memories before I had my own. and I have carried all that kindness every road I've ever known. Now in that little house on Maple Lane, when winter winds drift through, there's an old quilt softly mended, and a child who's loved there too.